Welcome, combatants. So yes, we're going to talk about MK13 as possibly Kameos will be making a return, and in a huge way, and how Motaro possibly could be a main reason, as you can't really go back after including him. But do like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, follow me to Future and on TikTok for great content you don't want to miss out on. Now, when it comes to Mortal Kombat, I personally do think that MK13 is next. Though they could be working on a DC game, I do feel that he's more far out and they're probably saving that one. But because the more than anything, they know Warner Brothers and probably Netflix does, that yeah, Mortal Kombat really does sell a lot and they all think about money. And with the way how DCKO has put both obviously Sub-Zero and Scorpion against Plastic Man and Black Lightning, it's interesting because obviously they're showing tag mode in this in a DC comic. They could have chose them to go anywhere in the universe of NRS, which could have been Injustice's world, but instead they went towards obviously Mortal Kombat, showing that the world is continuing and showing different things that they know people wanted, which was tag mode. And I do believe that's definitely one of the features that will be returning alongside the cameos. And the reason why I know a lot of people don't really want cameos, and they thought that's probably not the best thing, and they don't want cameos to return because they were limited. A lot of people didn't like it, but I think that they can make things a little bit better. Now let's take Motaro. He's going to be the base of this video as well, because Motaro's a character that we know cannot work because he can't do combos normally. He's running on his horse legs. There's no ability for him to do kicks and things apart from the back kick. That's it. The hit moves, some characters aren't his height, so he's gonna have to keep punching downwards, and it's not gonna look as flashy or as cool as the other characters who can do combos and moves. But if they were to interact and utilize the way that we originally know was in the game, which was supposed to be coming, which was cameo swap, so you could swap from your normal character to a cameo for a short amount of time and actually fight with them, that could amplify the reasons of people wanting the cameo system back and making sure that it works very well. Because let's take Motaro for example. Like I said, we know that he has the move where he can make a deflective shield. He has the grab move where he can punch you really far. He has his kick. He has this the beam that can come out the tail, or he can shoot projectiles as well. And he can also run forward with his horns and ram you if he wants to. Already he's got a few little moves. Any type of combos he could have could be straight from Trilogy. Just basically just let him do a few hits, like 1, 2, 3, and then a back kick. That could be a combo for him, or make a few small ones, but it can work. And he also has the tail sweep move as well. But if they gave us the ability where we can swap between the cameos, pretty much like what was in the files, that could work very well. Because imagine you've picked Motaro on your team, then you swap to Motaro, and the bar that usually happens when you do certain moves with them and it goes down, that's around the character, the cameo, instead it slowly starts to drain and you're playing as the character. You give every cameo 3 to 4 moves that they can utilize, like as combos, and then you give them 4 special moves that they can use. Then once your character's done, you still take the damage of those characters though, of the cameo that you swap to, so it's not 2 health bars, it's just you're taking that damage as well. And then also you have the timer that's running out around their bar to show when they're going to return back to normal state, and then you come back in. Now I do believe that can work very well, but cameos will still play out the same way. You'll still be able to utilize cameos in a way where they come in and they amplify your combo. So it's not getting rid of that, it's just adding more on top to give them even more value, for where you'll utilize them in more of a fun way. It gives more variety, and also because a lot of people look and think, even though they've got a big roster of characters, there's a lot of characters that they want back on the roster. Let's just say Motaro, like I said, or let's say someone like Darius or Nitara doesn't make it back on the roster this time. They could come in as cameos, and then you can still utilize them when you have, because there's a big fan base of people who want Motaro, Kintaro, Goro, Chameleon, anybody else on there and whatnot. And if they're not in the game, at least they can still swap between them and play them. And I feel if they really did this with tag mode, you've been able to swap to any main character anyway, like normal tag, but having cameos where you can swap to them for a short amount of time. They have like 4 combos and they have 4 special moves. That can do something really good. And also making sure when they do a fatality that it literally says the cameo did the kill. So like, you know, Frost wins, you know, fatality, or Frost wins brutality. instead of your character saying that they did it, they didn't. The cameo did it. So I really think that was a thing that should have happened, because it was in the files. They were going to do that. So I think if they put those things in, it would definitely make it better, because I don't feel they're going to get rid of the cameo system, because people like even Harada and other games companies and directors and whatnot were saying how the cameo system is a really good way, because it gives other fan base, other fans of other characters, the chance to use their favorite character with the characters that they also like, and then they don't need to focus so much on making sure the characters are on DLC getting backlash, because they can put them other characters in and really make them playable, but not as playable as the main roster characters or the DLC characters that are coming. And Harada said that himself, loads of others have said it. It is a good thing. They just needed to really amplify it much more. When you play as these characters in arcade, it would be really good if when you play in arcade, when you swap between that cameo and then they win the fight against the boss, that obviously there's a small little arcade ending for them. It might not be as big and as long as the main character, but at least they get an ending. Like, imagine Frost wins or Chameleon wins, and then it shows a little storyline of her, what's going on for her afterwards. She beat the boss, so she should get an arcade ending. Make them feel more involved and more playable and more better, and I think that will definitely work. Motaro winning, and then him and his Centaur race going out and becoming something more than just the lackey or the sub-boss to Shao Kahn or General Shao or whoever they're working for. I think these things could definitely work, and it would make things so much more better. And if you do swap out of the cameo and the character, the same way that you've got people like, you know, like Farah, when she's running between you and the opponent you're fighting, when you keep her on the sideline, the character should do that. Like, they should run out and they should watch your every move, and they're moving alongside the screen with you, watching you as the cameo fight against the other character until it runs out, and then you swap back over. Little things like that is what the cameo system desperately needs, and I think they probably will bring that in when they do actually make it return, because they can't really go back now. All they can do is really amplify it, fix it up, and make it more presentable and more Mortal Kombat-y. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you agree? Do you think it will work? And would you be good with this, with cameos and tag returning? But do like, subscribe. This is your boy Future Boy and Matt Future. Stay frosty peeps. Peace.